Hey y'all, welcome to my home in the suburbs. Come on in. I'm Lexi Poer, and this is our home in the suburbs of Georgia. We live in Roswell, and we were drawn to this area because of the amazing schools and the sense of community. We have turned this house from a traditional single-family home into a multi-generational oasis. So we actually added on 1,500 square feet, 1,000 of which is my mom's home. Here we live with my husband, Jordan, our daughters, Kennedy and Addie, and my mom, who we all call Nana. What's really special about this space is that we require that this room remains analog. So our kids aren't allowed to bring iPads. My husband refused for us to put a TV in here. And then everything that you see on the shelves, on the cabinets, is from someone else in one of our families. So all of these records are from my grandmother and my mom's collection. They all mean something to us. We have my grandmother's original typewriter here that the kids love to clinkety-clack at all the time. Just a lot of really fun elements that, make it all feel like the heartbeat of the home here. We love to play games. So we've got chess, we have backgammon sets that we'll bring out. So just everything that we can do to bring the family together, it's special to us. Now let me take you into our next space. All right, so this is our kitchen and dining room space. When we purchased the home, it was sectioned off with lots of walls that have since been removed. We wanted everyone to feel like they're always together in this space. So over here in the dining room, we went with a smaller dining table that was circular. When we created this space, we wanted it to still flow very organically. And one of the things I love is this light fixture in here. It's very dramatic and it really creates this rich, exciting floral element that I love incorporating the abstract outdoors in this space in a fun way. Over here, one of the things we did, we built this little buffet, which is perfect because we can hide all of the things that we don't want everyone to see, like our mason jars full of all of our grains. But it still creates this cohesive look that flows so naturally with the kitchen as well. One of the things that I love is our snack bar on the side of this cabinet. And I've put just a ton of almonds and cashews and all sorts of things that the kids and my husband can grab and just get a handful of nuts and snack on. So one thing about this space, since we went with the smaller dining room, we decided to go with a very large island. So we have a 10-foot by 5-foot island. When we're, making lunches and I'm putting together snacks, it really invites all of us to be a part of the process. So if Nana and I are cooking, the kids will hop in and participate. And I just love that sense of community that having an open space creates within the home. So over here, I wanted to create this little desk that I could sit at in the kitchen. And one thing that I love about this desk is it's also kind of dual purpose. It functions not only as a chair and desk space, but we have this Franklin chair that can flip and turn into a ladder, which is very convenient to have right off your kitchen. And it's also just a beautiful heirloom quality piece. And then on our desk over here, something that's really important to my husband and I is travel. So I got this recently. It's our little adventure book, and we'll jot down, memories or something that was special to us during that trip. And it's a fun thing to look back on as a reminder of what our family values are and what's important to us. Which brings me into our family room. When we first bought the house, it was a sunken living room. So the wall was back here blocking off the kitchen. This floor was actually 2 feet lower than it is now. And we actually took this from an 8-foot vault ceiling to a flat 10-foot ceiling. When we moved my grandmother out of her full-size house, she couldn't have this piece in her new home, and I just couldn't let it go. I absolutely love this piece. It's got your old little actual lock where you can lock it here. And I feel like it has such character and richness, and it really grounds the bright white space of this room. This fireplace is super special to me. I always had dreamt of having a limestone surround. So we were able to get this piece. We hadn't gotten to the part of the project where we had built the fireplace yet or framed out this wall. And I was like, we will build this room and this wall around this piece. I also have these lovely accent chairs. When we designed the space, I knew that these chairs were gonna be a part of it, and I really centered this room around featuring these two pieces of furniture. We have two girls, and one of their favorite things to do is have contests spinning around in this chair. But we really love these. It's a great place to sit back and watch a movie. A thing that makes our home special, and I think that resonates with a lot of people, is that we turned our single family house into a multi-generational home. We created this beautiful butler's pantry because this room is really like Nana's front door. So anyone that's gonna enter her home comes through this space, so come, let me show you. So this space is probably the most special room in the house. It's always a jaw dropper for any of our guests that we have, but it's also like a connection piece that ties our home into Nana's. It opens up to the living room here, and I really love the idea of having this bar area that's still connected to the living space so that when we're hosting, we can make cocktails, we can brew a cup of coffee, and flow quickly and easily between all of the spaces that surround this room. Another thing that makes this room really fun and interactive is this ladder. And it's turned out to be the adult party trick. All the ladies will hop on this ladder, and then they have their lovely Disney princess moment where they will glide around in the room and take photos. But in addition to being a fun party trick, it's actually really practical. So you can remove this ladder, and I can move it to the other cabinet area. And it actually really does come in handy because we needed somewhere we could put all of those extra things. We've got our crock pots, the extra coffee things, seasonal wine glasses, stuff we don't use every day, but we still want to keep in the home and have accessible. This room really started with the flooring. I knew I wanted a checkerboard, but I didn't want your traditional black and white checkerboard. I really wanted something that was unique. So we went with this red onyx and rosewood combination, and then I had them make the tile in a larger size, 16 by 16 versus your traditional 12 by 12, just to have it not be such a repetitive pattern visually, and just really to emphasize the natural beauty that is in this marble. One thing we didn't want to do is have too many things that were repetitive between our own spaces. So for example, we probably didn't need to have 2 mixers anymore. So in this space, we thought it'd be great to incorporate our mixer, but we wanted to make it accessible for Nana. And then that leads us into Nana's space. So here is her front door, and I would love to welcome you guys in if you want to come take a peek. Welcome to Nana's house. We built a 1,000 square foot addition in this space that was once our backyard so that my mom could move in with us, where she could have this space that was beautiful. It still felt like she could live independently, but at the same time be able to walk through a door and see her grandkids. And she was never missing moments that she so badly wanted to be a part of. My mom's Jamaican, so part of being, other cultures, it's so popular, multi-generational living. And it's a little bit less common in the United States, but I definitely feel like it's a trend that is emerging. Someday maybe we'll be living in this space with our daughters raising their family. An important part of the process when we were doing this, my mom was heavily involved, and she never wanted to feel like if we were hosting or had friends over and cooking, that she had to come into our space to make dinner or do something like wash dishes. So we were able to incorporate a full kitchen, everything that she would need to cook for herself or cook for our family, which is also an added benefit of having mom so close and nearby. Nana is a serious crafter. So she has this awesome dream closet, which has all of the supplies and goodies that, you know, not only any girl could dream of, but apparently any Nana could dream of. Ever since I was a child, she always made my Halloween costumes. And she now also does that for the grandkids as well. This year she had some pretty epic K-pop Demon Hunter costumes that she made all from scratch using the amazing supplies that she gets to store and keep so neatly in this space. And then what's really fun about what's behind this door is we call it the Snug. When my mom lived in her own house on her own, the girls would love to have sleepovers at Nana's, and they didn't want to lose that just because she moved in with us. So we created this little space. The kids can still come over to Nana's, feel like they're having their sleepover, and have a space that's still a little bit theirs. Now let me show you Nana's bedroom. This space was designed with like bliss and serenity and peace in mind for my mom. She's worked so hard all of her life to like support me and raise me and make me the person I am. And creating like a space that she just felt safe in was really important when thinking about what her bedroom was gonna be like. And then of course she's got like my high school graduation photo here. All of these events were like really big milestones for my mom. Being a single mom, you know, she just felt a sense of pride and accomplishment in every step of life that I was able to achieve. She felt like she was achieving something as well. So I know she cherishes those memories, and I'm glad that she has them here in like her safe space every day. Next, we're gonna go upstairs to one of my favorite rooms in the house. So this is our primary suite, and we actually took out the former roof and built upon our living room and pantry area that I showed you guys downstairs. But then in order to make it still feel like it had character and a story, we added the wainscoting to the walls, which I feel like brought in that traditional feel to the space. And then that kind of carries us into these beautiful French doors that echo the doors around the rest of our home, which takes us into my favorite room in the house. This space was super fun to design. You know, I really wanted this to be a picturesque moment when you walked into the bathroom. So we put this large window which opens up like French doors. You can see like the treetops, and it's really beautiful at all seasons. This marble was sourced in Colorado. I think our contractor thought I was crazy when I asked him to run the tile all the way up to the ceiling. But I thought it would be the perfect backdrop when you walked in to just have like another design element that surrounds this picturesque view. Welcome to my shower room. We've got the handhelds, the regular shower heads, and then if you go way up, we have 2 double rain shower heads as well. Just tons of space. We love having photos of our family and our travels throughout the home. We capture all these beautiful images of our family and our kids in these moments that are special to us. And then we also have this photo of my great-grandmother that, you know, the girls and I can look at every day when we're getting ready and brushing our teeth. And it's just a reminder of where we've come as a family. And you know, what we wanted this space and this whole house to be is really just like a connected unit, a space where we can all like gather and be together constantly. So at the end of the day, this is one of my favorite places to unwind, light a candle, have a glass of wine, sit back and relax and take a nice tub bath. And speaking of end of the day, my feet are on fire and these boots are not made for walking. So I am going to draw a nice bath, and it's time for y'all to get up on out of here. All right, fam, until next time, bye.